Hi, this is George from Wide Investors. So for this exercise, I'm just going to go through uh, Flipper. Well, I've already selected a few sites here from Flipper, and basically I'm just going to put them into SEMRush just so you can get a gauge of like how I go about doing my. Basically, this is the first thing I'll do when I'm looking at a site is check it in SEMRush to see what keywords it's ranking for. And this is just a really quick check, and obviously this is just the first step of a much lengthier due diligence process, but I think it's a good way to eliminate sites that are obviously poor quality or kind of spammy or just outright scams. So first thing I'm going to look at is this teensvans.com, right? So they claim 400,000 uniques per month, and like almost $8,000 in revenue. And I'm looking at this traffic chart and it just looks awful. And okay, so supposedly most of the traffic comes social and direct, so that might make sense. But nevertheless, I will enter it into SEMrush and see if it's ranking for anything. So there's some pretty poor rankings. I mean, the volumes aren't high here. You can see the volumes here, and they're not even near the top 5 results. And obviously that's not that many keywords, so straight away we can tell that this site doesn't get much organic traffic, probably not even 1,000 genuine visitors. I don't know how they're generating traffic. It's probably paid, or they're using some like bots or paid traffic to drive traffic to the site, or maybe it's just faked in some other way. But basically this site is not interesting to me just from right from the get-go, because I mean, you look at this chart and then you look, it's not doing much in SEMrush, and this site doesn't look great anyway. I mean, it's trying to be a viral site, but it just looks like a money grab from Flipper more than a real site. So I'll move on to the next thing. Tool Fanatic. Current price is $4,000. He claims that it's $2,500 a month, with decreasing amount of visitors, um, but high profits. It's e-commerce and on PHP platform. So let's see if this site gets any organic traffic. There's actually no chart here for the traffic breakdown in terms of different sources of traffic, which is something that I normally look for when I'm doing initial checks on sites, but nevertheless. So you can see I'm not even using a paid SEMrush account. I'm just on the free version. And you can see that there's some rankings here, but we view the full report, which we can't actually see all the data, but we can sort by this. Basically is supposed to tell you what percentage of the traffic the site gets from each keyword. And you can see supposedly it gets 26% of its traffic from this keyword here, and it's position 11, and it's only 90 search volume, so really low. And I doubt this produces even maybe 5 visitors a month for this site. So basically this site has no traffic almost. You can see like further down, you can't actually see the keywords, but you can see the positions and the volumes, and they're all, not even a single search volume above 1,000 or even 500. So immediately I know that this site is basically getting no traffic, and so you can actually see that reflected in their chart. But basically this site is immediately uninteresting to me, and I'm surprised that anybody would bid 4,000 for this. And the next one, this should be an interesting one. English Fun Zone, 500, 600 a month from AdSense apparently, and the traffic looks poor. It looks, I mean, the site doesn't look like it's even 3 months old. Apparently it's 9 months old, but that's not reflected in the traffic data. And then you can see here, this is where we catch sellers in lies. You see here in organic search it says 15,000, and I'm gonna put that into SEMrush. Hopefully I don't run out of free searches. right? Organic data not found. Sorry, we haven't found any organic search data related to your request. That basically means that this site is not ranking for anything, right? So it's highly unlikely that a site that's not ranking for anything with a traffic chart like this is pulling in, what did they say, 15,000 organic visitors a day. So I don't know how they're generating this organic traffic, but basically this auction is pretty close to being a scam, an outright scam. And if not, then there's something very dubious about this site. Just browsing through the comments. Anyways, so this English Fun Zone, this is specifically a type of site that I would stay away from. Relatively new sites with no analytics history almost, just a couple of months. And they might claim it's 9 months and they might claim they didn't have analytics set up. That's why there's no analytics data. But basically, if I see this kind of chart in Flipper, this like 3 to 6 months going from 0 visitors to like tens, 20s, 30,000s or even more, I'm immediately skeptical and I basically write it off as um, being some sort of scam and I'm not interested. So I've shown you 3 sites that are probably not good to go for. Now I'll show you one that I think is quite good. So this is Healthcare Salary World. It's 4,800 and it makes 600 a month apparently. The chart looks better than the ones that we looked at just now. I mean, it is a build up, but at least there's more lead time in terms of the site was started. I mean, the analytics data started in August. Site age is apparently 2 years old, which I would have some questions for the seller about that. Why there's no analytics data stretching further back than that. But in any case, you can see here organic is 40,000 roundabout. But if I look in SEMRush, genuinely it's ranking number 1 for veterinarian job description, which has a high CPC. You can see this traffic chart is normally not particularly accurate, so I mostly ignore it. But I'm more interested in what keywords a site is ranking for. So I'm going to view the full report. And you can actually see, okay, so it's ranking number 1 for veterinarian job description, which is only 2,900. But it probably gets quite a lot of traffic from that. And then you can see just lots of other keywords which have quite high search volumes. And it's ranking on the first page or near the first page. So 40,000, 40,000 for pharmacist salary, radiologist salary. It's ranking 9 for 27,000. So these are all basically, they're not ranking near the top, but they're ranking on the first page. And because there's enough search volume to the term, those like lower page clicks will add up to significant traffic. And you can see this keyword, this list of keywords goes pretty far down. So they're ranking for quite a lot of terms. So this site, I believe that this site is generating 40,000 or at least close to 40,000 organic visitors. I don't know if they're inflating that in any way. It's possible, but basically this site, as a first check in SEMrush, this site checks out, whereas the others that I looked at did not. And I just want to highlight one thing in SEMrush. This traffic cost. Okay, there's my 10. I mean, there's my free account limit. Anyways, you can just barely see it here. Traffic cost is 176k. A lot of people mistake this to mean like what a site is worth. And it's actually not. What SEMrush does is very simple. It just basically takes all the keywords you're ranking for, the amount of traffic you generate from those keywords, and then multiplies that back with the CPC of the keyword. So this site is ranking for some really high CPC keywords, which is why this traffic cost is so high. So basically what it means is how much would a company have to pay Google to be able to get the same volume of traffic that the site does for those keywords. And in this case it's 176k, but basically I would just ignore the traffic cost. SEMrush is mostly useful for looking at what keywords a site is ranking for. And hopefully you have a better idea of what looks good and what doesn't look good. Thanks for watching.